Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I'm Nye, and we're going to be continuing our play as the Lost. The game taunts me with a Book of Belial as our opening graphic, which is not necessarily bad. And then it throws at me one of my most hated enemies, just the spider. The common spider. Nothing special about these ones. They're not leaping spiders. We do have a couple fat spiders, but it's just the spider. And I get trapped in the corner by the spider. And I swear I've had moments like that before in real life, where a spider had me trapped in the corner, and I went, ugh. And I don't have to deal with anything larger than, a small spider. God, if there was a camel spider, or, hell, a tarantula, like, tarantulas and cockroaches are why I can't go to insectariums. I can't. Like, I'll be honest, I can't even deal, me and butterflies don't work well together, but that's just because butterflies, they're basically just colorful moths, let's be honest. And, I don't like moths. So, it's a very much a thing like that. I just, no. It could be cool. Like, I don't have a problem with ants or anything like that. And I think termites are interesting, even if I don't like them, because they break houses down here in New Orleans. But it's still a pretty interesting little creature. Most certainly. Okay, you just need to... No. I hate it when they get this particular pattern. When they just do this really high movement pattern thing that they do. Because they like to come at you when they do this. That's why I'm standing so far away. Okay. The fact that that spider already got out of its corner is irritating to me. Especially because this... Oh, okay. Okay. I was going to say especially because this spider has not, and then it suddenly decides, hey, I'm going to do that thing that he did. That looks like a cool thing to do. Let's do that. And my nose itches like hell, and I can't figure out why. So, boss corridor here. Haven't found our item room yet. Okay, go back up. No. It's like it can see me through rocks. I don't like that it can see me through rocks. Spiders should not have these abilities. Let's check here for an item room. Or, secret room? Nope. Okay. I've been mixing all the rooms up lately. I mean, chances are you know what I'm talking about. So, you hear me say something stupid like, oh, okay, I know the room he's trying to talk about. And just, bear with me. I'm kind of a stupid guy, and I'm not very good at this game, and it kind of shows. Okay. Our item is Isaac's Tears, which... is not good. I'd like for it to be good, but it isn't. Effectively, press spacebar button to fire off 6 shots of exactly your type, and then shoot 6 shots... Sorry, not 6 shots, but 8 shots. And then fire 6 shots to refresh it. It's an okay item, but the problem is it just doesn't do much that you don't already do. Oh, okay. Okay. That happens a lot. Enemies that are dying get this last shot off. It's like they're freaking in Call of Duty and they have last stand. Oh, that last shot of yours is going to kill me? Let me quickly fire off a shot that you're not expecting because you thought I was dead. Happens all the damn time. All the damn time. Not that I'm really that upset about that run because, let's face it, Isaac's Tears. I thought it was a very cool item. Like a better Tammy's Head. And I think it potentially could be. Like a Tammy's Head you can use every 6 shots you make, but it's only as good as your tears are. So if your tear's not amazing, great. The other thing is, yeah, you can use it every 6 shots, but you're not shooting while you're using it, and you have this little momentary period of Zelda-ing afterwards, where you're not shooting anything at all. So, I think maybe the one instance that it would be really good is when you're Dr. Fetus, I think. And it's more of a controlled burst. Even then, you're firing shots all around your face, which is probably just going to get you killed. So, long story short, we didn't lose much. Got a bunch of money just now. And immediately I get a slot machine of, hey, you know all that money you just got? Let's use it. Let's do something with it. You're not doing with it much now, are you, pal? Come on over and spin the wheel. When I was a young kid, we had a skating rink nearby called Skate City. We used to go all the time. And, they had an arcade in there, and I've always been the game player. Like, I didn't want to skate as much as I wanted to play in the arcade. Other kids wanted to skate, and that was fine, but if I went with as much money as I could bargain for my parents to be able to just play games. And one of them was, I forget the name, I want to say it was like Mouse Wheel or something like that, and it was one of those big wheel games, the giant wheel games. They've become a lot more popular as of late. But basically all you do is you just spun the wheel, and then whatever result you got on would change something on this screen above the wheel. And effectively, it was like a running... Not only did you get, like, just straight-up rewards from it, like you get X amount of tickets, but you'd also end up affecting the metagame, which had, like, a mouse running through a maze or something like that. And eventually, whoever successfully got it to the end of the metagame got some big prize. I never saw it happen. But I still remember how the game's... what the game did, because what it would do is it would try to convince you to go play it. So it would say, hey, you, yeah, you, come on over here and spin the wheel, or something like that. And it was just, I remember being so, I tried it a bunch of times when I was a kid, because back then, getting tickets and getting the rewards from the tickets, that was the greatest thing, right? Nowadays, I'm more likely to go and play something like, House of the Dead or Dance Dance Revolution or something like that has no reward whatsoever. And occasionally I'll look at, there was no place I could go there, apparently. Occasionally I'll look at a game like Temple Run, which there is actually... I didn't even know that was an actual arcade game. I thought that was just an iOS game. Or just a phone game. Apparently Temple Run is an actual game, and I didn't even know this. And I actually went and tried it one time, and I thought it was probably the most boring, hackneyed thing of all time. Which was, that was a thing. I mean, I tried it once or twice, I thought it was boring, and, difficulty ramping was way too high. And I'll put it this way, I play DDR, which is, that's, on $1, you're playing for 10 minutes, and that's actually probably more than most video games will give you for $1 in an arcade. It's not a token eater, by any means, unless you're bad at the game, in which case the game doesn't really want to have anything to do with you, which, that's fine. At least, my local arcade has, I think it's friendly fail, or whatever the term is. It won't kill you until the end of the game, or at the end of the song. Now, you still will fail. You're still going to fail, is the thing. But at least you got to play to the end of the song. So, most new players, they'll play one entire song. I know arcades where you die as soon as your health bar hits 0, which, while understandable, also makes it kind of impossible for new players to get into the game, because they may not have enough time to really try out the game enough to really understand, hey, this means do this. And Temple Run was just the exact opposite. And I've played token eaters. House of the Dead is one of them. It's probably one of the worst of the token eaters. I've never made it to the end because I always run out of tokens before I run out of before I get to the end. I don't think I've ever made it even to the 3rd level, much less the end. I've seen the end. I watched a guy who actually beat it. Took him a lot of tokens too. But something like Temple Run, that is one of the biggest token eaters I've ever seen. I consider myself to be roughly good at some games, and I tend to be pretty good at sight reading a game. I've never played it before, and I'm figuring it out from base concepts. I tend to be okay at that. When it comes to the higher tier stuff, so for example, when it comes to doing Isaac on the Lost, that's when I start to fail, is when we get to stuff like that, it just ruins my brain. I cannot figure out how it is that you do these high-tier strategies. So I'll never be MLG Pro with just about anything. Partly it's because I just don't care enough to actually practice. But, Temple Run, there's something really obnoxious about that ball. it's got one of those weird, like, cue ball, trackball things that you use to play with. And that thing is just so... It's not accurate at all. And I hate it. I really do. The thing is terrible. And I think that's what really got to me, is when I died, it wasn't necessarily that I had played badly, it was that, I'd swipe to the right in order to dodge to the right, and then while swiping to the right, now I have to swipe to the left. My guy's still going to the right because the trackball said so. It's just not a good thing. Though that said, apparently I'm very good at pattern recognition. There's a game in arcades now. I've seen it everywhere. So it's a pretty darn popular game. Also, hi Libra. It's nice to see you again. It's a pretty popular game. Oh, god damn it! I didn't even see him pop up behind me. God damn it! It's a pretty popular game. I've noticed. It's some Harpoon Lagoon, something like that. It's a flat table with a TV built in the top, and it's showing just like this tide pool, really, where there's a bunch of fish swimming around. They all swim around in patterns, swim around in circles, and things like that. And there are 4 players. Wow, that was really bad of me. I don't think I've died to a gaper in quite some time. So, you have 4 players. They're sitting around the top of the table, and you just swipe and you get a certain amount of harpoons that you can spend. And you send out your harpoon, and it will grab fish, and the fish get reeled back, and depending on how many pounds of fish that you've gotten, you will get a certain amount of tickets. And, this is one of those, like, token eaters. It really is. Because chances are, you're not going to get anything good out of this thing. It's a very flashy game. It looks good. It looks nice. And it's got a very, a very nice tactile feel to it as you aim the harpoon and then watch it, leap out, grab something, and come back. It's got a very nice feel that way. Very good game feel. One of my coworkers was playing it one night as we went to a quarter night at laser tag, and quarter nights were one of the best things this place has ever done. Because everything's a quarter, including games. So, he's spending quarters to play this game, and the thing is, he's trying to earn like 15,000 tickets in order to get this, I'm sure you've seen this product. It's a third-party system that plays Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and N64 games. He's super interested in it. It's like 15,000 points. The most you can gain at a jackpot at a Harpoon Lagoon is like 1,000 tickets at this place. But he's going for it. So I was watching it, and I was watching how it was played, and I was watching the patterns as the shark would come in, flanked by minnows, and, the minnows would soak the shot for the shark and everything like that. And what really dragged my eye is there's this treasure chest. It just floats in the middle. Doesn't do a damn thing. Just floats and slowly spins. And I was curious about it. And every so often it would open up, there would be eyes inside, and it would close. So I was watching, and I was kind of watching the patterns, how things would interact with each other, and eventually I saw the treasure chest open. My coworker got really excited about this. Apparently, getting this treasure chest is a huge deal. Which, okay, seems like it, basically. So, I was telling him, look, if you listen to me, and you press the button when I tell you to, and you aim where I tell you to, I'll help you get it. Because I had really kind of noticed the patterns. And he said, okay. And the first time, he didn't listen to me. Remember, you only get a certain amount of shots per play. So, the first time he didn't listen to me, he shot, like I told him, shoot here right now. And he didn't listen, and of course he missed. The second time, he shot a little bit too late. The third time, he shot exactly when I told him to, and he got the jellyfish that came out of there. His harpoon threaded the needle of all of the other things that were waiting around to get shot, and it was this really epic shot, and all of a sudden he got 1,000 tickets. Ever since then, he's been trying to get me to go back to help him get some more. But, apparently pretty good at that. And the pattern I can see in Isaac is that I suck. I really suck. I really cannot wait to no longer be playing The Lost. And yeah, I know, I could go play as another character very easily. But this is my Everest right now. This is, it's there, so I must do it. That's how this feels to me right now. I need to beat this game as The Lost. I need to get that off my plate, and so I can never have to worry about it again. Because the thing is, I can go play, but The Lost, I still have three items to unlock as the Lost. If I don't do that, I'm not done. Like, I'm not finished. And I can go play, and I'll unlock every other item, and I'll have picked up every other item, but Platinum God will still be tantalizingly out of my reach. It'll still be there, and the only reason I won't have Platinum God is because I didn't win as the Lost. And so I'll have to come back to the Lost eventually. And so if I have to come back to this character eventually, why not do this now? Why not now, while I'm in the mood, while I'm thinking about it, before I've spent a ton of time with other characters doing other things? Why not do this as this character now and just get it done with? Just get it out of the way. You know, we both know, we know I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to be playing as this character that I die in one hit. But maybe if I start doing this and I really get to learn this character, maybe it'll help my other game. You know, being able to, you know, complete an entire floor without taking a hit, an entire 2 floors, 3 floors, 4 floors, 8 floors, being able to get all the way to the cathedral without taking a hit. I have to imagine that that will help me when I'm playing as the other characters. I have to imagine that. So I have to play as the Lost. It's not the best answer, I know, but it's an answer. It'll have to do. We're going to go ahead and do our usual thing in this room. Didn't get jack, diddly. We did get hot bombs. I'm not the most pleased by this particular drop. Not because there's anything wrong with hot bombs. In fact, I think hot bombs are just fine. But, because it's not any other item. It's not an item that synergizes well with the items we have. This doesn't do any major thing for me. It doesn't have a major reward. It's just a kind of more minor item. And I can win, you know, I've won off of minor items in the past. Maybe not necessarily as the Lost, but, you know, we've had minor items in the past that have gotten me places. So, I'm not necessarily against hot bombs. But, let's go ahead and just pop that and get killed because I wasn't expecting the baby to fire. I was not really expecting it to get in line with me there. We're going to go ahead and reset off the relic because it doesn't do much for me. And instead, we're going to get Concussive Tears. Kind of the best thing about Iron Bar for me right now is not necessarily the Concussive Tears aspect of it. Apparently, it is actually a damage upgrade, at least in some small way. And that's helpful. But we won't be keeping it, unfortunately. Moving on to the next one, where we get Undefined. That's absolutely fine by me. Let's hold on to it. We're not going to use it yet. Let's see if we can use it to get out of a curse room. I mean, ideally, we won't use it until after the floor is over, because I don't want to risk, I don't want to risk an IM error. That was a really weird and terrifying sequence of moves by these guys. Yeah, we don't really want to risk an IM error before, before, the boss. We want an IM error after the boss. I want to get as many items as I possibly can. Increase the chance of getting something good. Speaking of something good, that Pretty Fly is amazing. I'm really happy with it. Just get a little bit of a defensive barrier going. And for some reason, my nose is itching like crazy, and I can't figure out why, but it probably has something to do with the fact that I'm recording. It's one of those you always itch when you know you can't do anything about it. Okay, it's driving me nuts. I'll be right back. Okay. Hopefully that'll help. Okay, so we found our item room. You know, I really do want to continue exploring this floor for a couple of reasons. Number one, we do have that golden chest. I'd love to get myself a key to be able to get into that. I'm just going to go ahead and scoot back and forth just like this. And allow my enemies to come to me and just kind of bash themselves against my tears. It's working out pretty well. Back on down with us. And one last guy. And that ended up going about as exactly as I could have hoped. There's the key I'm looking for. Can't really go to the shop. Got no money. Okay, that ended up giving me not that much money, but it gave me some bombs. Now the question is, where is my secret room most likely to be? And the answer is most likely not against that wall. Okay. Well, that wall is a definite possibility. Nope. Okay, well, I'm not going to bother much, mostly because there's a chance that Undefined could actually get me there. So instead, we're going to go ahead and we're going to immediately fight Famine, who we have been fighting a lot as of late. All of my flies did good work, damaged him as much as they were able. Okay. And Famine just kind of moved to the other side of the room, which is fairly unusual, I would say. I don't usually see Famine move vertically like that. I see him move a lot horizontally, but I don't usually see him do such a big vertical reposition right, just like he did. So that was a bit unusual. Let's go ahead and pop that open, please. Nope. And pop that. It's going to launch us into here for Calloused Feet, which doesn't really matter, doesn't really do much. And we'll move down to the next floor. How I feel about Undefined? Meh. It's not really doing anything for me. I don't really want to use it prior to getting to the boss room because I don't want to risk getting, I am errored and then missing a boss item. Or, like on this floor, I definitely do not want to miss a deal with the devil. That would be, frankly, terrible. Because you know that the deal with the devil I miss is the one that would give me Brimstone plus Dead Cat. Or all 3 parts of Guppy or something. That would be probably the worst thing that could have happen. So we do not want any chance of that. So now we're going to decidedly, and that just happened. Oh, hey, look, the quarter was right there too. Okay, so this is a terrible room for me to be in right off the start. It requires a lot more damage than I really have. A lot more attacks. Oh, great. A lot more attack speed than I really have. And I'm probably going to die to 1 or more spiders in the very near future. And when I say or more, I mean because they're going to group together and they're going to help each other. Like they're going to corral me as if I was a cow. That said, I think I'm handling this room fairly well. When all told. For example, the fact that I haven't died yet, I think that's a definite plus. This is a thing to put on my resume. There we go. Put myself in the exact wrong position. I'm not going to do an NV room. Not my first room, I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. This is an exciting room, though. Please be good. Explosive Diarrhea is not good. Not bad either, though. No keys, though. Which is really a shame, because we have 2 golden chests in there, and those could contain a lot of really excellent items. Or just consumables. I would be okay with just the consumables. So hopefully we'll get a key off of, off this room. We did indeed. Let's go see what we can do with that. Please give me another key. Max's head. Cricket's head. And that's basically why I wanted a key. I mean, that is the exact style of item I was looking for. Wouldn't mind seeing Cricket's body as well. There's another key, so you know exactly where that's going. I should not have to tell you. And even if this key does not turn into a Cricket's body or anything else, it's really good. You know, money is excellent, and we just got a lot of it. 18 cents on floor 1 is always going to be an awesome thing for us. And I'm still pretty chuffed about the Cricket's head thing, too. Stem cells, on the other hand, not good, but hey, if we can get ourselves into the shop with 32 cents on floor 1, with more on the way, apparently, because the game is just going to this is apparently a money run. This is a donation run. Like, this is a, let's get that donation machine filled up. Yeah, this is a donation run. This is going to be a run where we spend a lot of this money just in the donation machine to continue trying to fill that donation machine to 9999. We are definitely on the lookout for potential secret room. It's probably going to be immediately below me, which is going to really suck. We need 1 more key. We got it. Let's go ahead and look in here for even more money. 40 cents on the first floor. Now, hopefully this will have something useful for that amount. I am totally going to go for the compass. I'm also going to go for the pill. Pretty fly. Pretty satisfied with that. And we're going to donate. We're just going to donate up to 800. Still about 200 off the next really good upgrade. Okay. We'll just let it sit at 805. Still, really, really good. Really happy about that. It's a great, great thing to be able to get that high with that. Okay, let's just not get hit by the really big, obvious tier coming in my direction. Once again, same dealio. Our damage is pretty damn good. You notice how fast we're chunking through Monstro. Could use a shot speed up or shot upgrade. Speed upgrade, however, gonna be good. So I don't really want a shot upgrade. I want a tears upgrade. Okay, so we want to go down, I guess. Right now, I have no incentive whatsoever to go to that curse room. I have no way to get out of it, so I have no reason to go into it. Do we have anything good in here? No. It's a little bit different when it's a boss trap room. I don't really want to go into it. Yes, it could hold some amazing item, but it could also kill me. And there's not really much other than Cricket's Head in a golden chest that I could really want. Ludovico Technique will definitely take, because Ludovico Technique. It's a really big tier right now, and I can deal with that. And it also allows me to do stuff like that. Of course, this is really going to prevent me from doing much in the way of... let's go ahead and just blow him up. That worked out really well. Okay. We're just going to go here. Going to pop you open. Pop you open. So scared that guy can actually reach me. I could use some sort of limited invulnerability ability. Okay, let's just get rid of the poops. Of course that happened. And I'm not sure if that was my fault or if that was the game's fault. I'm really not sure. I can't tell if Dingle slid in to first base right there and got me, or if I slid into him. I was kind of trying to anticipate Dingle's next move, and there was that other poop that I was trying to, get away from. Seems to happen a lot on Ludovico Technique. I just have a really hard time controlling me and controlling the tier at the same time. Can we not do this? I'd like to be able to go to my item room. We've had some good times with Gemini lately, so I'm pretty happy about a Gemini result. Okay. Gemini, get that for me. I think Gemini is one of my favorite familiars. Yeah, he's a short-range buddy, but he does a lot of good things for us. He has a fair amount of damage. I mean, he kills really extraordinarily quickly. And what I like about him is that his path or his targeting works. Like, it actually does work. Unlike, say, Little Haunt, who doesn't seem to target well at all. And I'm not sure why Little Haunt doesn't target well at all, but it doesn't really seem to. Okay. Boss room contains Little Steven. We really do not want to have to deal with a little baby, but I don't know of any way to force Little Haunt to go after Little Baby. The problem is Little Baby sits right next to Steven. Well, we're dead. This is death incarnate. Because unfortunately, Little Baby explodes. Actually, so does regular Steven. Speaking of, I don't think I've gotten regular Steven's item. I'm so amazed that this thing is not... Okay. That thing decided to die. We actually just got regular Steven. Awesome. Flat damage upgrade. Okay, do I want to do anything else on this floor? Not really. Let's leave. I'm not sure what's actually better when it comes to the 2 drops, if Little Steven is better than Steven or vice versa. It's not really something I think about. I need another key, but when I have another key, you better believe I will be opening up that golden chest. So damage is definitely upped. Not maybe an amazing up. I don't know how the damage on Little Steven on Steven works. I don't know what type of damage that we're talking about. If we're talking like a +1, +2. You know, I know, for example, that Pentagram is +1, so I really don't expect that, you know, Steven will be more than probably a +1 is my assumption. Okay. Just let the little baby eat everything. We're on a potential corridor towards the boss. God, look how fast the baby killed that thing. Like, it was just gone. Immediate jump into the deal with the devil to get Pentagram, which we were just talking about, and the Pact. Unfortunately, it is not the items I was looking for, but still good items nonetheless. And maybe we'll be able to make something of that. Would definitely not mind seeing, the magic fingers at this point. I think that we're not quite enough damage to make them really work. I think we need something like Brimstone, Mom's Knife, Proptosis. We need one of those, yeah, we need one of those really big damaging items to make magic fingers huge. But, this is definitely turning into one of those runs that magic fingers could be a really good item. Teleport? Nope. Okay. And, Rotten Baby is actually a good pickup. I will say that. This is a really potentially good pickup for us on this run. We are doing a lot of damage, so being able to get flies, which do 2 times our damage, is definitely awesome. Okay, I have no idea where the secret room is. And those are the only bombs I'm willing to use to find out. Okay, so we got another monstro fight. Should go just about the same as the last ones, if not easier. Monster, what's you gonna drop for me? Giving me speed plus damage up, so we're just stacking the damage up right now, which is pretty awesome. Curse of Darkness. Okay, well, now the game wants to kill me. I really wish I could feel safe going into that room and fighting for those 3 red chests, and I just got myself killed by going too far in. Wow. That's me. That's me throwing as usual, guys. Really good run, and I throw as usual. I was actually going to go into that mob trap room. I don't know why I actually went like I need to stop myself from doing that. I need to stay far away and use my range to my advantage. That needs to be a thing that I do. And I just don't. Don't ask me why, I don't know. Like, I got it into my head a long time ago that by moving forwards I can get some of my tiers to move a little bit faster, which would be a good thing, because by moving faster I deal more damage in a shorter period of time. That's not actually how that works. So I really want to be a distance away from my enemies. And I need to actually set it up so I'm doing so. That's really why I want Brimstone, because Brimstone really, it allows me to do it without having to think about it. Like, I can stay away and I don't have to think that, you know, my tiers are dropping off before they reach my enemies. And the other problem is that by being up close and personal, you're also, or by being far away, rather, you're also giving your enemy a chance to dodge. Like, they have more time to get out of the way, and I really dislike that. I think that's another reason why I get up close and personal, but I need to stop doing it, because it's causing me to lose runs. Just constantly. Yeah, we're just going to go. Especially on enemies like Gurglings, where they just charge you, and the further you are away, like, the more time you have to get out of the way. I need to just get used to get out of the way, stop shooting, just move. Don't be an idiot. And, yeah. Was focusing on the Gurgling on the left, got hit by the Gurgling on the right. That's about right. Little Steven again. Okay. Wouldn't mind fighting Big Steven now. With Little Steven, we should have a guarantee at getting the Steven item. Not that I really need it much anymore. I kind of needed it for completion. But there are other items that I prefer to have, like growth hormones. So I don't necessarily want little Big Steven at this point. Like, I wanted it for the Platinum God completion. We don't really need it all that much anymore. Just pop this open real quick. Nope. Nope. Okay, let's just use our increased DPS to our advantage. It's just spitting shots downrange. It's like effectively having a machine gun to Isaac's typical pistol. At least to start out with. He gets some mods in that pistol later on. Learns how to use the, take it off the semi-automatic setting. I'm still amazed that there are such things as fully automatic pistols. It seems like such a weird thing to me. Keep in mind, my only real experience with guns is video games. I have shot a gun a couple times in my life, and it was never really meant to be a big thing. And it was never with anything, really, truly amazing. I mean, I've shot some fun guns, but, like the Glock, that fully automatic pistol I'm talking about, I haven't used one of those. So, the very idea of the Glock is just kind of weird to me. In games, I'm always used to the pistol being that one item that one gun that's really accurate, packs a decent punch, but that's about all it does. It doesn't have any special things. These are the things that you upgrade out of later on in the game. Like, that's what I know the pistol has. I know the pistol has maybe the Magnum from Halo 1. Really powerful, shoots a couple times, very small magazine size, very accurate, but it's something that you don't hold on to. And me and Trance have already said all we need to say about Duke of Flies. So, that's what I'm used to with a pistol. So, the idea of, like, the Glock, just... It's such a weird idea for me. And having talked to one of my friends who is really big with guns, like it's just, and he owns one of these things. It's so weird. One of my coworkers, who's also a gun owner and a hunter and everything, so he actually uses them for something. And, does the whole, he's a responsible gun owner and everything. So, lovely guy. We've had talks. Wow, I got just sliced in half while I was floating over a rock. One day we had learned that another store in the area had gotten robbed, and I was just I was going over procedure with him just in case, because, it's important for us to use those opportunities to discuss loss prevention techniques. And so he was talking about, maybe, if they come over here, I'm going to go run on my truck to get my gun. And my first thought is, no, you won't do that because that's a dangerous idea. My second thought was, why do you have your shotgun in your truck? This is not why would you have that there? I don't understand. What do you think you're going to need your shotgun for on your regular everyday commute? This is how road rage happens. This is how people get shot. Like, what on earth would have you thinking this? I don't get it. I really don't. I never will. Like, you can try to explain it to me. I'm probably not going to understand that sort of concept. It's such a foreign thought to me. I mean, really, the idea of guns in general are just a foreign thought to me. I'm not the type of person I don't go hunting. Really, the guns that I have any experience with are in video games, and are fairly unrealistic to their real-life counterparts. So I don't get it. The only time I thought it would be cool, neat to have a gun, and I have had that thought, by the way, but would be to go target shooting. That's it. Just go down to a firing range and see who has the best accuracy. That's it. If I was not doing that exact thing, I would be literally the gun would be in my room in a gun cabinet with its freaking gun lock on, and that would be it. It would never see the light of day if it wasn't going to that place. And the key would probably be like up behind a mantle somewhere or something like that to make sure that none of my cousins could get to it. And having grown up around people who use guns on a fairly regular basis, it's a very weird thing, especially coming from, having grown up in a somewhat rural area of Colorado, where guns were just typical and used by a lot of people. It was definitely very weird not being one of those people. I remember going up with one of my friends up to mountains one day. The reason we were going up is that he was getting his hunting license. And in order to get it, you had to have some gun safety lectures, and just so happened that his dad was able to host the lectures for us. And I was just invited for the sake of being invited. So I went up, and we were shooting nothing really big, a .22 rifle, and his dad bought this gigantic box of ammo for it. And we were just, here, this is how you shoot? Now, target practice, go. And that was it. We were taught how to shoot, and then we were just let go. 2, 13-year-old boys with a .22. Just, here, let's see what you can do with this. He had a revolver for us to mess around with, and then a 12-gauge shotgun. I never got used to the kick on that thing. I remember he was teaching us just the various methods of holding the gun, the aiming stances, all that stuff. I remember asking him, why don't you just rest it on something? Because I was having a really hard time being accurate, resting it on my knee, because my breathing was causing issues. And, and of course, he had a decent answer. If you rest on something, it's most likely to dip the muzzle into the ground, and if the muzzle gets into the ground, you got to clean it, otherwise the gun could explode on you. And hey, that's a good answer. Didn't stop us from trying. We found a really big rock, and we rested the gun on it. And keep in mind, we did stupid things anyways when we were doing this, because we got tired of shooting at the standard bullseye that he brought us. There's the shooting papers. So we got one of the spent 12-gauge rounds, the shells specifically, and we put it on a tree stump with the express intention of shooting the spent primer out of the back of it. Just, that it was a center fire round, of course. So, we were going to try to see if we could get the .22 round from the rifle to go through the spot where the pin hit the primer, and just core that out. We thought it was such a cool idea. We were being real-life snipers. Keep in mind, we were shooting something that was 20 feet away. So it wasn't exactly like an epic trick shot or something like that. We couldn't hit it, we couldn't hit it, we couldn't hit it. We came to the conclusion that, hey, maybe we should, rest the gun on something. Maybe this would be a good idea. And so that's what we did. We rested the gun on a rock. It was a big rock. It was a flat rock. We rested the gun on the rock. And the very next shot that was fired did it. There was little to no, there's little to no deviation in the shot. The shot went straight and true and cored the 20 gauge. And, we went C to his dad, and his dad just kind of shrugged and said, well, don't ever do that again. And that was about it. There was nothing more to it. It was definitely an insightful thing. So that was the first time I'd ever gotten a shot a gun. And the only other time, actually, at least that I can think of, was for my 20th birthday. I think it was my 20th birthday. my best friend, who has a ton of guns, loaded up a bunch of them and took me out to the mountains, to this big long field that he knew, where he and a bunch of other people would go target shooting. Probably a football field and a half in length, so to give you kind of a mental idea of how long this field is. And he brought along, 12-gauge shotgun, which neither of us really had any intention of using, but if he's going to bring one of his guns out, he's going to bring them all, because he's a collector like that. He brought a 30-06, he brought out a M14 that he has. His dad brought out his revolver, because he came too. And he also brought out a Mosin Nagant that he owns. And then, of course, a 22, because, you bring a 22. And that was about it. So we were shooting, and I think the idea was that we were going to be shooting balloons. So he brought out a bunch of balloons, and we blew them up and connected them by way of just regular twine to a fence post, and then went to the other side of this very large field to shoot them. And he gave me the honor of first shot, and he gave me the M14. I had never fired anything of this caliber, anything of this nature before, so just the impact on my shoulder of this gun was truly a sight to behold. My shoulder was sore for days afterwards, because I was not expecting it at all. And his dad lined up next to me. We took every precaution. We were safeties were on, guns were pointed at the ground when we were not using them. Everything was unloaded if it was not used, and we used it until it was unloaded again. We followed every safety precaution. So his dad stood next to me, and he and I both took turns firing single shots at the balloons. And I caught one of them with the M14 before we decided that, hey, let's try a different gun. I said, okay. So he gave me the Mosin Nagant, which felt like it had even a bigger kick. Felt like it was hitting my... felt like a mule was kicking my shoulder. And I remember that I shot, and what was really funny is that I got two of the... We only put up 3 balloons. And I got 2 of the balloons in one shot. So I popped all 3 balloons. And keep in mind, his dad was using a revolver. We're talking about probably 150 meters. 150 yards. It was a long shot, and it was very unlikely that he would be keeping up with me, considering I was actually using rifles. Then again, he is a better marksman than I am, so there's some argument for that. But he was kind of amazed that I hit that. As amazed as I am that I did not get killed by that spider just now. It was really just kind of a really cool moment for me, that I got that moment of awesome of, holy damn, I'm this elite epic marksman. And we didn't put up any more balloons after that, because, we kind of decided there was no point, and just kind of moved on. And so instead of putting up balloons, we just started... we just chose our shots. I think we put up a couple bottles that we found just lying around, because this was mostly a pasture for cattle. So there were, of course, bottles lying around of all of the ranchers who had been in the area moving their cows along. I don't know why you'd move your cows over a mountain, but this was legitimate. Because we found the patties. That was enough, as much proof as we needed. Wow, there are a lot of golden keys. And bombs are key would be amazing here. What do we got going on here? Not much. Let's just go blow it up, because I don't feel like spending the money on it. Didn't get much out of it. So where is my secret room? Right there. 2 keys, excellent. Let's just go and use them. I think that's definitely a good choice. Got my key back, ton of money. We're definitely going to be going to the shop now. And then even more money. We're definitely going to the shop. And I'm not going to even have to use a key to get in, which is awesome. We're going to go ahead and figure out whatever this is. The Bible. Just like I said in a past episode about the Bible, we're just gonna, or maybe even this episode, I don't even know. We're just gonna use it until there's something better, because right now I have nothing. And the Bible could be a great, easy way to kill Mom. Yeah, we just ended up... we kind of spent all the ammo he had, and that was fine by both of us. He didn't really bring all that much ammo. We had our fun, and then we pulled out the 22, and the only other thing we wanted to do, we started shooting at we spotted a tree in the semi-distance, like middle distance, and we decided we were going to shoot that tree. Ooh, a halo, nice. Okay, 3 items. We have Death's Touch, excellent. Guppy's Collar, and the Book of Sin, which I will take over the Bible. Neat. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Then we came home. We just, all we did was we just cleaned the guns afterwards. But it was definitely a very cool moment. I do not think the scissors is worth fighting over. It's definitely a cool moment for us. Lots of very cool things that had happened. And that was it. That's the only other time I ever shot a gun. And I've had no incentive to. Like, video game guns are more my thing. So, I may look a little bit impressive if you catch me in the arcade and I happen to be playing, like, Terminator Salvation or something, because, I make a point of holding the gun to my shoulder and sighting down it, because apparently that actually does get you a little bit more accurate than just hip firing that thing. So you might see that, but I've got really nothing else to me when it comes to guns. I don't know what I'm doing. Which just amazes some of the folks down here. And I mean, I can understand that. This is a very, it's a very different culture down here than it was in Colorado. Guns are, that's the thing. Guns are a lot more important down here, but in a very different manner. Up there, it's, guns for hunting. Down here, it's guns for guns. It's guns because Second Amendment. And, which is fine. Exercise your right. Just be safe about it. And some of the people I hear talking, like, I'm sitting there thinking, how can you possibly be safe about it with the way you're talking about this? I really don't understand how wow, they just started off charging. Okay, Guppy's Collar just gave me a second. Okay. Okay, this is terrifying. And yeah, that's just gonna, yeah, we're dead. Wow, no. No. 2 of them. Jeez. Okay, guys, I'll see you soon.